y'all, it's Crystal. Thanks for coming by today. We're going to be doing a tag today. Yes, it's a tag day. We're going to be doing the Rootin Tootin June on the Range tag. This is in honor, of course, of June on the Range, the reading event that we've been partaking in all month here on UBookTube. We're reading some Westerns. Well, we read a couple. All right. So this tag, of course, June on the Range was created by Michael K. Vaughan. I'll link his channel below. The tag was created by Steve Donahue. I'll link him below. And I was tagged by Read by Fred. You know it. I'm going to link him below too. All right. So let's just dig right into these questions. Number one, a ways out west. Have you ever been to the American West? Yes, I have been to the American West. I spent some time, I've been all over the place. I've been to pretty much every single U.S. state. So, yeah, I've definitely been to the West. When I was sort of living nomadically, I used to live in Arizona for a little while. I spent some time in Las Vegas. Spent a little time in Colorado. Yeah. I've been that ways for sure. Spent some time at national parks out there, you know, of course, in Utah area, but of course out to Yellowstone, and yeah, I really like it out there. We actually got a summer vacation coming up, and we're going to go back to Colorado and spend a little time, so I'm excited about that. Okay, number two, Dry Gulch. What's the smallest town you've ever visited? How small is your town right now? I did not look this up. The smallest town I've ever been to, I didn't look this up either, but I would gather it's somewhere in Alaska. Maybe Haines, Alaska, possibly Skagway, Alaska. I'll look up both of those and I'll tell you here which one's the smallest. I would imagine those are probably some of the smallest I've ever been to, as far as, you know, population that has people living there. I'm gonna guess. My town right now is this. It's not, you know, it's I guess a mid-sized kind of town. It's not, we're growing, you know. Number three, where the buffalo roam. This is a few questions about some animals. Have you ever seen an American bison in person? Yes, as I aforementioned, I have visited Yellowstone, where you can see them still roaming in the wild. And every year, tourists get a little too close and are gored and then wonder why they die. Don't do that. Don't be one of those people where you try to take a selfie with a bison just because you think it looks docile. It will kill you, and you will have deserved it. Okay. It says, if you haven't seen a bison, what's the largest hoofed animal you've ever seen? Hoofed. If we're counting in the wild, I've seen a moose. Moose have hoofs? Hooves? Do they have hooves? Hoofs? I'm going to say maybe a moose, but I've seen bison. They're pretty darn big. Horse, you know, of course, I've seen horses. Elk are pretty big. I've seen elk out in the wild. I've seen lots of stuff. And then, or do you have evidence that you live near coyotes? We definitely have coyotes here where I live in North Carolina. I don't know that I've necessarily heard them myself, but there are people that see them around here all the time. So and I've seen one dead on the side of the road before. So I know that we have them for sure. I'm in this kind of weird area, like, because I live in, like I said, a little town where we're populated and stuff. But if you go just a few miles out, you're kind of in the country. So we actually even have recently seen a black bear coming through here. And I live kind of in the central of North Carolina, so I'm not in the mountains, but we definitely have black bear around here too. But we definitely have coyotes too. Yeah. I have heard a fox though at my house. Which you've heard a fox in the middle of the night, like screaming. It sounds like a woman screaming out there in the middle of the night. You're like, what the hell is that? Yeah. Number four, old Doc Frye. What's your history with Westerns? Either TVs, books, movies, yada yada yada. I have not read a Western until I read a Western last year for June on the Range. I did not. That was not something I was interested in ever. but I grew up watching westerns for sure. TV, you know, even if it was just kind of on, you know, in the background, you would kind of end up watching it anyway. You know, Bonanza and Gunsmoke and The Rifleman, you know, all those shows. Definitely have seen some of those episodes. Grew up watching a lot of movies. My stepdad was really much into Western, so I mean, you know, John Wayne, Eastwood. I've seen all kinds of westerns movies. You know, the more modern kind of westerns like Unforgiven and Tombstone. How good is that movie? I could watch that movie every day. That movie's so good. And you know, even Young Guns and yeah, good stuff. What was that movie with Russell Crowe and Sharon Stone? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Quick and the Dead. Oh, I love that one too. And there's another, what's that? Christian Bale and 310 to Yuma. That was a more modern, you know. I think that was a remake, but still, I like that. I like that remake. Anyway, I've watched a whole lot of westerns, but never really read them until, of course, I knew they existed, but it was not anything I was going to read. That's why I enjoy doing the range, because it's just something different, right? Okay, number 5, Diamond Lil at the Rialto saloon. What's your relationship with alcohol, and have you ever had a friendship with a bartender? I drink from time to time. You know, grab a glass of wine sometimes, have a beer. Mixed drink very rarely. Usually if I'm going out for like a fun meal, you know, either like with just my husband or maybe a group of gals, I may have a splurge on a mixed drink, you know, but yeah, I definitely don't drink a whole lot, and try not to. It's not, you know, we know it's not good for you to drink a lot, but sometimes you've had one of those weeks and you just need a glass of wine at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I don't, I guess I don't go out drinking much. I usually just drink at home, so to like befriend a personal bartender, no. But having, of course, worked within hotels a lot, I've made friends with the bartender, yeah, because I know them. But so yes and no, I would say that I'm like, I don't have a local watering hole, as they say. So if I go in, like, it's not Cheers. No one's gonna know my name. You know what I mean? Okay, so number 6, The City Slicker from Back East. What do you consider the best Western you've ever read? Again, I have not read that many. I don't know. I'm going to pass because I don't know. Okay, number 7, The Man with the Badge. Have you ever been in charge of other people? And what kind of authority have you handled, and were you good at it? I have been a supervisor before in my aforementioned hotel work. This was back in my 20s. I was on the bell staff there. I was the only lady working on the bell staff where we handled luggage. I was a supervisor one year, but I don't know. I don't really enjoy being in charge at work. I just want to go to work and do my job and come home, you know what I mean? But I mean, I'm good at it when I need to be, you know. But I don't necessarily enjoy it. Alrighty. Number 8, The Tombstone Kid. Have you ever fired a gun? No sir, no sir. I do not like guns. I do not ever want to touch a gun. I do not ever want to fire a gun. I do not understand this country's obsession and love for guns. I do not get it. As an American, it is appalling to me, and I just really don't understand it at all. I don't get it. I grew up with guns in my house. My stepdad was a hunter, but he always had them locked away. I mean, I understand, you know, I understand that kind of thing, but yeah, no. I don't like guns. I do not want a gun in my house. Do not want to touch a gun. Don't want to fire a gun. F guns. Okay. Number 9. It ain't the bullet that gets you, it's the fall. How would you ideally like to cash in your chips? I think I'd like to be elderly, but not so elderly where I'm not enjoying life, you know what I mean? And I'd like to just go in my sleep, y'all. I'm not trying to suffer, you know? I'm really not. Can I maybe just go in my sleep? That's just really what I want to do. I am someone who is terrified of death, so the thought of even thinking about this right now really is not something, a road I want to go down. So I don't know. I don't really want to die, so if I have to, I just hope it's peacefully, and maybe I have some preparation for it so that the loved ones I leave behind maybe won't be so sad. But other than that, I don't want to think about it. All right, that was the tag. I think a lot of folks have done this tag, so I don't know who to tag, but I don't know, really. I hate saying tag your because I feel like I should tag people, but like I said, I think a lot of folks have kind of done this one or been tagged to do it. So if you want to do it, definitely do it. It's a fun one, especially if you're taking part in June on the Range. And we'll end it here. So I hope you're having a good time with June on the Range and reading some Westerns. And thanks for watching. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for spending some time with me, and I'll catch you on down the trail.